Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collective reading for the sign of Virgo for December 2019. So that's Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs for December. So we're going to connect to Spirit first of all to see exactly what they'd like to say, really. And then we're going to be pulling some tarot cards and oracle cards and then more oracle cards for outcomes for the month of December. So I'm just going to get a link with Spirit now. I'll see what they would like to communicate before I go to the tarot to get a bit more depth on the information. Okay, interesting. The first thing they're saying here for the sort of general collective of Virgo is proceed with caution. You don't have all the information to hand. If you're deliberating on a major decision, and they're calling it a life decision here, it might well be that you might have to collect more information in order to proceed in the right sort of in the right way. They're also talking about leadership here. It might call for you to take charge and make a major decision based on the information that you're being given. It might be, for some reason I'm getting 4. So either this is connected to the 4th month, which would be April, or it's connected to Cancerian, house 4. It could also be connected around the family. It's going to be different for everyone because it is a general reading. As with all general readings, please do take what resonates and leave the rest. Obviously, this is general. I can't possibly get all the intricacy and detailing of every single person that's watching this video as much as I would love to, but I am going to try and get out as many messages for every single person, hopefully, so that it's helpful to everyone. If you've been deliberating on your luck or the way things have been kind of developing, they're saying don't be too hard on yourself, and that's the kind of name of the game. So if you've been sat there sort of debating, well, you know, why is this happening? You know, they're just saying this is part of it. This is part of you being allowed to make a decision and you having the free will to make a decision. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you've also thought that maybe you were down on your luck, this is set to change, but it's based on you making the correct decision with things. They keep referring to family now as well. It could be that you're being asked to go in sort of, you know, visiting family, seeing many different people. Obviously, we've got Christmas coming up, but I feel like someone's being pulled into different directions here where their priorities are having to be balanced out in order for the part of this decision to be made. There could also be 4 components to this decision, but it could also affect 4 different areas of your life. So again, everyone's going to differ, but this is the central theme. They're also talking here about shortfalls. So if you felt like part of this decision is going to require another area of your life to maybe not be as developed or evolve, or for you to put something on the back burner in order to focus on this, it's almost like you're prioritizing your energy. Have faith that things will work out in your favor because you are in charge of your decision making. They will just propel you along based on what the decision is that you've made. They're also talking about doubts here. So if you've been having a lot of doubts and you've been calling into question your other decisions that you've made, you must try and solidify part of the decision, because when you start calling in doubt, it's almost like you're saying you're lacking faith in your own decisions, and then the universe, it's going to be very difficult for the universe to manifest that, because if you're doubting your own decisions, the energy is not there to propel it forward. You must have very strong faith in that. Be very clear about what it is you want. It could be that you're getting what you need, but maybe not necessarily what you want. This is, again, part and parcel of learning. Yeah, we have to avoid confusion as much as we can. We have to really try and define the best and right decision for us. And this is not just about for the month of December. This is probably a huge life decision, which would call into question a lot more months that are involved as opposed to just a December month. Obviously, we are going into the month. Sorry, my brother's just messaging me because he's getting married, so I'm just getting all the details. I'm all excited now. I'm just getting distracted because he's telling me he's giving me 4 months notice for when he's getting married, so that's awesome, and it's not in this country. So sorry, I'll turn that over now. I'm getting distracted. I'm just getting all excited because I'm so happy for him. And also, I did actually predict his sign. I did actually predict his wedding, his marriage for his star sign. Okay, so just gonna get a relink with Spirit here. That they just keep saying it's the name of the game. It's the name of the game. I'm just tracing along this energy to see what they're referring to, see if I can sort of break it down any further for the general collective. I'm getting the Wheel of Fortune here. Again, look for things recalibrating, rebalancing around your life choices. It's like if you went for the job that you wanted and you didn't quite get it, again, they're calling that into question. They're kind of putting everything together and asking you what it is you want. It's almost like a second chance for you to choose. It's like there's some major life decisions coming up. And they're asking you, do you want this? Because if you do, yes, there might be a sort of some kind of area that you're having to, you may fall short on in order to make up for the other area that is sort of heavily impacted and needs more focus. But again, they're saying this is the name of the game. You can't possibly manifest absolutely everything you want at the same time. Well, I mean, theoretically you could, but there's a process to this. It just feels like there's a very much a process. So if things aren't moving quick enough, just bear that one in mind. Okay, they're ready. Right, let's so I'm going to be pulling tarot cards from Juliet Shaman Burke's tarot today for Virgo. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs, please, for the month of December 2019. What is it you can tell us for the general collective? I've just seen an interesting card. For the sign of Virgo for December 2019, please, Spirit. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs, please. Thank you so much. General collective 2019. Okay, Virgo. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles here. This is calling into question your security, and essentially what it is, well, apart from the fact that this is looking extremely solid and financially rewarding, you could be getting, because we've also got the Page of Wands, you could be getting some kind of fast communication in reference to a job. This could also be some fast communication in relation to a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Excuse me, someone's throat chakra's a little bit blocked. You could also be dealing with communication around an ending of a contract, an ending. It's like a fast news. It could be that maybe you have to move, maybe your lease is over, but it's like you're getting two lots of fast news, but one looks like a beginning and then at the same time an ending, and it could relate around the sort of area of finances. Let's see, Virgo, December 2019, please, Spirit. What else can you tell me, please, for the general collective of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs? Yeah, I feel like this could be, if it's not a home move, it could be a work contract that you're, maybe you're reducing hours in order to take on a passion project. If it's not that, it could be that you've been saving up to expand elsewhere and you're getting news of that, but it means that you have to cut something short. If this is to do with a commitment, then this could be that you are deciding where you want to take this commitment, and I'm hearing ventures new. There is also an ending of something here because we've just pulled the Six of Swords, so I'll just show you the cards here. So this is the Ten of Pentacles here. Okay, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Page of Wands can also be news coming from afar. This could be relating to travel as well. Queen of Swords. Okay, and the Six of Swords here. Okay, so this is, it could be relating to something that you've invested in from overseas and you're getting news of that. I'm also for some reason hearing fashion. Maybe you are starting a project here that relates to something creative. Queen of Swords is also an air sign, so this could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Okay, if it's not you, it could be related to a female figure around you. And the Page of Wands typically is a younger energy, but it's an excitement. There's an excitable energy here. It could be that you're offered something that is extremely lucrative, but you're going to have to go. Maybe you are packing up your life and going overseas. because again, these cards do suggest that. We've now also got the Three of Cups. Okay, so it can equate to reunions. It can equate to friends, family. It can also equate to news or arrivals. Okay, so let's just get some clarifying cards for each of these cards then. Just listening to what else Spirit are going to say about this information here. Okay, so we've got underneath the Ten of Pentacles now is the Six of Pentacles. So this is very much about a contract, but this is about equal give and take. If it's not to do with a money contract or work contract, then again, it could be relationships. But this is a very equal give and take type of scenario. It looks like a fair deal in terms of where you are putting your time, effort, energy, money, resources, and stability. Now, underneath the Page of Wands, we've pulled the Lovers, which can be a choice. Now, again, if this doesn't equate to your love life, it could be that you've got a choice of opportunities that you're actually trying to take. But if it is to do with your love life, then this could also be that the person that you are... Where did that go? That one's just flown somewhere. That you've got an opportunity here that is going to take you... I'm just hearing taking you to a different level, taking you to a different height. Okay? But again, it could be a sacrifice that you have to make, because again, we had the Queen of Swords and now we've pulled the Star card to go underneath the Queen of Swords here. But the Star card has a lot of hope. It has a lot of promise. It's like you have to give up something in order to start the new. If this is to do with a love connection, it could be that someone is going for a breakup, and then that is something that is going to be, or you know, you will gain from that because that person's now available. But the Star is very, very positive card to pull, because it's like it's giving you, it's about hope. This is about hope and renewal, and you know, very positive. Now, underneath the Six of Swords, we've pulled the Three of Pentacles, which again, it pertains to a third party situation. Okay, so the Six of Swords could also confirm that there is someone removing themselves from a third party situation that was working. It could have been a solid connection based on the Three of Pentacles sign. If it's not that, it could have been something that you've been splitting your time towards, that you're having to close out in order to go towards what it is you want, because there's an investment of time that you feel is important. However, the fact now that we've pulled out 2, 3 cards and also the Lovers, it suggests to me that this could also be choices, again, with emotions, with money, and also with people or opportunities. Let's see what's going to confirm the Three of Cups. Oh, they're going everywhere today. That one's just gone in a drawer, so that's useful. Just have to open a drawer to get the other card out. Okay. Right, interesting. For the Three of Cups cards, which is usually about reunions, we've called Judgment. Okay, now Judgment is heeding the call, heeding the spiritual call, heeding a need, heeding a want, a spirit. This is about spiritual, you know, spirit taking the reins and giving a sign to say, yes, this is for you. The fact that it's fallen under the Three of Cups and suggests that there was a choice that was made. Someone is heeding a spiritual call in order to reconnect with you. And the reason I know that is we've just also pulled, to back that up, is the Six of Cups, which is always about nostalgia, soulmates, reunions, something from the past coming back round. Okay, if this is not a past life soulmate, it could be someone from childhood. It could also be to do with children, because we've got the Six of Cups and the Three of Cups here. I keep seeing someone traveling. It's like, it could be a long distance relationship that someone is going to make an effort to come towards you with. It's like the Judgment is an extremely strong card, because obviously it is a major arcana card. It essentially says that they've understood the severity, the reality of the situation, and if it's not you, it'll be someone else, and therefore wants to come towards you. Especially with I'm just hearing reunions, okay, and I'm also hearing family. So if this person has family, it's like that they are going to make the call, you know, in order to step away from that. I'm also hearing that this could involve, and again, because we've got the Page of Wands, this could relate to, you know, a younger fire sign or a child. And that person, if this does relate to a love situation, was essentially putting the child first, and then they've decided to move away from that towards someone else. If you are not speaking to this person at the moment, then there is a lot of hope. Again, we've got the Queen of Swords, and underneath confirming that is the Star. The Queen of Swords is usually someone who stands their ground, is usually very direct in communication, but doesn't suffer fools gladly. So it could be that this person maybe you're not in contact with, but they are suggesting hope with this, because as I say, we've got the Star card, and then we've got the Six of Swords, almost like someone is travelling back towards you. It's about going through and finding smoother waters. And again, with the Three of Pentacles, it's like trying to build on something, trying to build a contract. Again, it could be work, could be love. Okay, I'm going to pull some other cards here. No, they want me to pull more from the tarot. Okay. What else can you tell me about? Oh, yeah, look. We've also got the Sun card. Now, extraordinarily positive card. Apart from the fact that it's about talking about enlightenment, being enriched. I mean, obviously the Sun sustains, you know, life on this earth. But not only that, it does suggest children as well, especially with the Three of Cups and the Sun and the Page of Wands. It could be that maybe someone is, again, there's a lot of pregnancies going on here, especially with the Six of Cups. It could be that someone is going to find out they are expecting. The fact that I put that, hang on, let me just tune into this here. They're asking me to pull another card. Okay, let me see. Virgo, General Collective, December 2019. What else can you tell me, please, Spirit? What else can you tell me about Virgo? Wow. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess. Okay, so this could pertain to a hidden pregnancy or a secret pregnancy. Okay. It could be that maybe people don't know about this yet, but this is about a secret. High Priestess is usually about a secret. It could also be about intuition. You could, because it is obviously connected to the Sun card, you could find, again, that there is a surprise, and it could be that this person, maybe you had someone that wasn't just sort of speaking to you, that wasn't in contact, that is going to do a U-turn. But I'm just hearing now, you have to make a decision. Okay, what else can you tell me here? And then we've got Justice, okay? So this, because again, we've got the Queen of Swords here. It could be that someone is going through a separation. This could also be karmic soulmate. This could also be pertaining to a recalibration of fairness within the connection or the scenario. I'm just hearing have faith. It could be that you have found out that you are expecting, and that this person is still around someone else, and the Justice card, you know, coming after the High Priestess and the Sun, pertains to a fairness, a balanced outlook. It's like someone is going to treat the situation fairly. Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment. Someone is getting a lot of, that is, I mean, that's your family. That's like a family environment. Ten of Cups is your emotional fulfillment. It's your, yeah. Okay, so we've just pulled now the Page of Swords, which is, it can be about someone sort of looking into your social media. It can also be about very quick news, but it can be also about people talking. It could be got a bit gossipy. Maybe someone finds out, maybe this is announced, and then again, because we've got Three of Cups, Judgment, and Page of Swords, it's like there could be people discussing this once an announcement's been made. I've just also pulled the Ace of Pentacles, which again pertains to, with all the other cards, The only card we haven't seen is the Empress. The Ace of Pentacles does also pertain to a child, a female baby. It can also pertain to a house move, a new job, but it's a new start in terms of a practical security, okay? Now, because also the Knight of Wands has followed this is extremely fast moving. It's like this is within a space of this month is all going to evolve. So if we're looking at it kind of in a collective way, in a sort of overall sense, it's like your security is being called into question based on news, okay? Very quick news, and a decision has to be made around a secret. Something has to be removed, but there is hope because a balance will be restored. Within the situation, someone has to move away from something and towards building up a partnership in order to evolve an emotional, very sort of committed situation. Friends and family may well be involved around the discussions of this and the planning of this, but the outcome is going to be very fast moving. It's going to be very quick. It's going to... There's a lot of passion around this because we've now got the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Now, sometimes with it being a fire sign, it could be, again, these are both fire signs, again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but it can also pertain to someone that's actually already otherwise involved. If it's not that, if this situation doesn't relate to you, this is about a money commitment and a balance within your career and life that pertains to your solid, your commitment to self, your life path, your plan, that is going to involve good news, but a choice has to be made, and the choices may not be as obvious, but something has to be removed in order for a balance to be restored and for you to then build on that kind of foundation. But overall, it's like something feels to me like this is a long time coming. It's like you've invested a lot of time into this and it's all coming to you in this month, and you have to decide whether or not you want to go ahead with this, because something feels to me as though this is down to you to decide. This doesn't feel like the other person or the other people involved have to decide. This feels like this is going to be your choice, your decision. Whether or not you decide to take this is up to you. Yeah. It feels like the situation at hand is going to involve you making the decisions as opposed to anyone else, if that makes sense. So I'm going to pull from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun now, by Caroline Smith and John Astrop. What can you tell us about the situation, please, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs for the month of December? What can you tell us about Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs, please? I've just seen the excitement card. I mean, that's an underestimation. This looks like look, to be honest with you, you've got the Star and the Sun all in one, and the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. That's 2 tens, which is closure of the cycle, you know. And you've got the Judgment card, which is usually someone having a bit of an awakening, a bit of an awareness as to what the right decisions are, what the right call is. It's like you know where you're going and what you want, and it's like I feel like you're prepared to get it. You're prepared to go ahead with that. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus signs, please, for the month of December 2019. No, that's way too many cards. Okay, let's just... This obviously has a lot to say. Okay, these cards are going absolutely everywhere. There is a sense of excitement I'm feeling with this. It's like the achievement is just within your grasp. There is a sense of achievement that is on its way. There's Sun in Capricorn here, so this could pertain to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus sign. We've also got discrimination, which is Venus in Virgo, again another earth sign, so you've got a very heavily influenced kind of earthly energy about here. Now usually what these two means is discrimination is a choice that's made, a lot of choices being there, but a choice is nonetheless made, and it's usually because of the fact that there's an achievement there. It's like there's a clear growth within this. I mean, look, we've got devotion here. That is usually pertaining to a solid commitment, because you've got the sun, the moon and the stars there at the top of the card. And as you can see in the bottom of the card, you've got the bird that's waiting for its partner. The partner's unfortunately, no longer, and the bird is solidly waiting for that partner to have a new lease of life, to return. And so it signifies devotion. This is also Libra. It's Saturn in Libra, so again this could also be an air sign, because we've now got 2 air cards, so Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. And fulfillment, we've also got fulfillment, so that's Saturn in Sagittarius. Again, this is a reward. It's not just I choose you because you're there. This is you encompass everything that I would need and want, because I mean these are extremely positive cards that I'm pulling here. You guys have, I mean, look, to be honest with you, Ace of Pentacles can also be in reference to an engagement, but I've also just pulled the birth card. Someone is having, I mean, this is now how many times? So as you can see, this deck has 64 cards, and this is now the 5th card I've pulled from this deck, so that's a double confirmation. I mean, we're going to pull clarifying cards, but that is some huge... again, it's not just emotional, it's practical, it's secure, it's financial sort of security, it's the full deal, especially with the Justice card here, and the devotion, and the birth, and the... I mean, it's like a secure family unit. It's like a family is being made. Okay, now with this bluff card, we've just got the bluff card came out, okay? You could have been around a situation that was a discussion where the other person that pertains to this situation said, I can't do that if you don't do this. And I can't speak to you now because I can't be with you because this X, Y, and Z. And I'm never going to be able to speak to you again. Whatever this is someone that has said something or shown something that they don't mean, and they're doing it in order to, maybe not in an authentic sense, but more to cause a reaction. So if that person's, I don't know, if it's to do with a job or a living environment, maybe you saw your room go to someone else, you know, it was offered somewhere else, and you think, well, hang on. And that the bluff was that they were trying to get more money, or maybe you saw that person's now, I don't know, chosen someone else to be with. The bluff is that they haven't chosen. This was something they would want you to think is the case, but isn't necessarily. So essentially they're saying the achievement here was the first card. So whatever the achievement is, it would show to be someone that has put themselves at a higher state or a higher position in order to look like they're benefiting from something, but actually with the bluff card here, it shows that they're not benefiting from it. Okay, so again, it could, I mean, look, if you've got someone around you that has said or done something that is pertaining to a lack, or trying to ask you to do something differently or to change the way you're doing something, chances are it was a bluff. Again, everyone's going to have different scenarios to do with this, but that's what the card means. Okay, now because we've got charity here under the discrimination, charity is about investing time, energy and effort into something that they have chosen to do. Okay, so this could be resources, time, focus, energy, whatever it is, but whatever they were around that was once in their eyes an achievement, or once in their eyes that they didn't want to move from, and maybe they said to you, oh, I don't want to move away from this, I can't move away from this, because again, the achievement card with the bluff, it's like, you know, I've made a commitment, or I did this or I did that. They don't necessarily mean it, and I feel like they're making their choice to actually reinvest time towards you. Okay, now we've just pulled the devotion card, which again is a very solid commitment with influence. Okay, now this is usually pertaining to a third party. Okay, so again, as you can see, the snake card, this is about a temptation or something that they previously did devote their time to that they're now rethinking, because I'm hearing it's just not right for them. Okay, now with the next card being fulfillment, and the card that I pulled to confirm that card being originality, they're saying here that fulfillment, whatever the old situation was, is not fulfilling them. There's something about you in your situation And if this is a job, something about maybe the other people that were previously offered the job that was once beneficial, but now, based on the fact that your energy is very original and it's a very new, distinctive energy, it's something that they can't replicate. It's something that can't be kind of taken on or repeated. It's like you're one of a kind, essentially. It's saying that the fulfillment lies with you. The originality and you, and as you know, in your own self, is something that they know they couldn't ever repeat or get back, because you are you. There's only one of you. Okay, and let's clarify the birth card. Yeah, romance. Okay. So this is essentially saying that there is a very strong energy of, and again, don't forget, if you're not one of these Virgos that is actually expecting, okay, because I can't possibly say that absolutely every Virgo that's watching this is going to have that situation. It just simply means a new beginning, a fertile energy that is propelling you towards a new start, okay? It's about a creation of an idea, something new being created, something new, a fruitful energy, new energy that is being developed and being started from this month. And if it's not this month, it would have been the month before. There's a heck of a lot of earth signs here. There's a heck of a lot of earth signs here. We've got a lot of air, we've got a lot of fire, and we've got a lot of earth. 1 or 2 water. I can still see 2 Cancerian signs here as well. But again, you know, everyone's charts make up and compound different elements, so I don't really tend to go on those signs unless I'm reading one-to-one. You know, obviously that way I can get the, you know, all that, pinpoint that energy. I'm just hearing the time is now. It's like this is going to be this is a major month for making decisions. This is a huge month for making decisions. Okay, let's let's try and pinpoint some more sort of specifics here. Okay, so what else can you tell us about this birth and this new beginning and these choices? What else can you tell us? What else will Virgos be? Wow, I mean, the enthusiasm card. This is extremely good news. This doesn't look like something, again, another Sagittarius energy. This doesn't look like something that people are lukewarm about. This feels like, yeah. We've got eccentricity here. Okay, so usually that's about a very individualistic energy that is not the traditional way of doing things. Okay, eccentricity is usually around something that isn't a traditional approach to something. We've also got choice here. We'll clarify what the choice is, as you can see. And then we've got egotism. So again, with the egotism, this could mean that someone is being a bit stubborn. Maybe someone's digging their heels in a little bit, isn't making a sort of a firm decision. And we've also got loss. Okay, so we'll clarify that loss as well in a sec. Okay, so let's just clarify. What is enthusiasm, please, Spirit? What is enthusiasm, please? What is enthusiasm? Yeah, look, bluff. Okay, now, again, it pertains to, let's say, for example, you've made an announcement to someone, or you've spoken to someone and they said, look, this is not for me, I'm happy as I am, or this situation's fine as it is. Is it though? Because this is the second time the bluff cards come out. So use discernment. If you've just gained news, we're going to look into that bluff as well in a sec. If you've just received news and that other person is not operating in a way that is straightforward, just let them have some space, because again, because we've got the eccentricity card next, it could be that maybe they are more traditional and that's why, you know, they can't see a way out of it yet, but they will, I feel. So let's just clarify some of these cards here. Yeah, look, control. Okay, so again, it could be that this person or you feels a little bit like this is sprung out of the blue and that they are no longer in control of it, and their world is changing, as is yours. The next card was choice. So this could be why they're having to choose, because it's like their old and new life, or your old and new life is essentially, you know, developing. We've got manipulation here. Okay, so again, we'll clarify what that manipulation is. We're going to clarify all these cards. Now we're getting a bit deeper into it. Maybe someone is manipulating them or you to make a decision that doesn't suit you, okay? Based on this news that you're getting, based on the situation. With the egotism card here, it could be someone, again, based on the control element we've seen, that is not prepared just yet or immediately to relinquish their control of the situation and just roll over and suddenly change their life and do, you know, go towards you. Again, because we've got the criticism card underneath it, it could be that maybe there is a discussion around this that doesn't go as smoothly as you'd hope. And then there's a little discussion. What is loss? What is the loss card? Right, and we've got detachment here, okay? We've got detachment, all right? So again, it looks like there's some amazing new start where you're gaining this news to begin something. Someone's moving away from something, and then you're reconnecting with something that pertains to this news that is about a brand new start that is fertile, okay? Whether that's birth, whether that's a new job, career, house, whatever. The enthusiasm, when you're discussing with the people that it resonates with, is great, but the other people or other parties or other person might not have as much enthusiasm, okay? And the reason being is they feel that the situation is out of their control and they're trying to regain that control. When it comes to the choice, again, we're going to clarify that, but there is a lot of decision making that needs to happen here and a potential loss and a detachment. But let's clarify, what is enthusiasm and bluff, please? Okay. Now, okay, this chair. Because we've got the discovery card, okay, it's like this can pertain to travel. This can pertain to obviously finding out something. So maybe you approach someone with something in relation to this news, love interest or job situation, and they don't know. They don't know what they're going to do. They might just say no or a quick answer that doesn't actually give much depth. It could be that this person lives far away from you and they have yet to meet, you know, I don't know, they've yet to sort of see you after a while, or they need to travel to you. Maybe you're going to, I don't know, maybe they make arrangements to come and see you, and the bluff is that they don't actually come, okay? But what is discovery? Enterprise, okay? So enterprise is usually about an investment in something. It's usually about a solid decision, okay? Around, again, because it's a Jupiter in Aries, it's usually a dynamic decision. So it could be maybe they have in work or a connection around a business with this other person. Maybe the other person that is involved in the situation has a deeper connection into the situation around their money and finances, and it's not as simple as just leaving. Yeah, look, indecision, okay? So they want to invest in this. They want to sort of, you know, really experiment with this and sort of look into it, because there is an enthusiasm there, but there's also a lot of indecision based on the eccentricity, the control. What is eccentricity and control, please, Spirit? Yeah. It's like they can't quite follow their intuition at this time. All right, you or them. It's like there's a trouble trying to sort of balance head and heart. There's a choice between the two. It's like their intuition or your intuition is not quite understanding what is the best decision. Again, I feel like they have a choice, but also you have a choice. What is the choice manipulation, please, Spirit? Someone feels stuck in a situation. We'll get to the bottom of that as well. Everyone's situation is going to be different, so I'll try and narrow it down as best I can. I'm forever diving for cards today. Yeah, look. it's like something is keeping them very rooted, because we've got adaptability here. Something is, and as you can see, there's a man actually standing on another person. It's like, what is the manipulation? What is the manipulation? What is the manipulation, please, Spirit? Yeah, there's a practical element to this that is almost restricting the energy here. And I'm just hearing it's not time. So there is a situation that is around you that is essentially stopping you from making a decision. And the reason it's stopping you is the other person that's involved is also in a situation that's stopping them. And they're saying only time will tell. The egotism and criticism, let's see what that's in relation to. Egotism and criticism. I feel like someone doesn't want to let go. There's also a health situation here. Now, again, it could be pertaining to this birth. All right, because again, we've got the sun card that's glowing at the top. Someone's being nourished with fruit and water. I'm just hearing nagging. Someone is really... I don't know if it's you or this other person that's involved in this integral decision, but someone feels like they're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. What is loss and detachment, please, Spirit? What is loss and detachment, please? What is loss? Yeah, look. I feel like they're trying to fight for their independence. If it's not you, it's the other person. But there's definitely a it's like if this is a romantic situation, it feels like you're trying to break free and trying to gain what you want to gain that's the best for you. The other person's also trying to do the same, and it's like it's just not quite coming. This just feels totally up in the air. I mean, look, I feel like you're probably going to get some news about this, and it's probably going to involve some kind of reunion. But then after the reunion there's all this kind of confusion where is it, will it, won't it, you know? Can they, can't they? It's like whatever you're trying to focus on going towards that. And this is the thing, I'll be totally honest with you. This energy is so common at the moment. I don't think it just pertains to your sign, because this is getting to be nearly a major theme or similar theme through nearly every other reading I'm doing. And it is blowing my mind a bit, because what that means is if everyone is being paused for a moment because of other things going on, it means there's a massive shift coming. Because think about it. If you hold everything in one position for too long, what happens? Nothing, because nothing stays the same ever. Like, look at the way plants grow. Look at raindrops. You can't have a sort of carbon copy of a raindrop if you were to really dissect it. You know, nothing ever remains the same. So for this energy to be prominent over a month period, it means there is a huge... I mean, I get it. We're coming to the end of a decade. We're shifting at the end of the year of that decade. We're going into the 2020s. You know, I get it. There's obviously a big shift, but it's the reason they're doing it is not to make things massively annoying and massively frustrating for the people that are having to deal with it. It's so that you make the right decisions. Yeah, they're saying in order for you to fully understand a situation, all sides must be acknowledged, right? And what they're meaning by that is, let's say, for example, you met a person, okay, and you had a very straightforward life with that person. Let's say, for example, that the commitment gets deeper and then suddenly there's issues. Well, you're never going to know how you're going to handle it because you've never had issues before on a grand scale. And what they're saying is we're going to put people in these situations now because when there are lots of things going on, so that you can determine whether or not it's viable. And what's the saying? If you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. It feels like that. It feels like people are being... it's not a test. It's more like... is this what you want? Because you're more likely to understand if it is what you want in amongst these complicated situations, because you're being asked to well, it's trusting yourself, isn't it? You know, because with the kind of love that is, you know, an unconditional, very you know, it's a very balanced love. That is the name of it, isn't it? It's like, you don't just get into a commitment and then everything's really straightforward and, you know, no one bothers trying and it's just the relationship stays the same. Both parties have to work. And I feel like this situation is being brought together so that both parties can see every single angle situation so they can really decide. Because this is, it, again, if it is to do with a birth, that's a huge thing, you know? And again, with Virgos being the type of energy they are, they're very systematic with their approach with things. And I feel like that's why they're trying to do it. It's basically in order to make sure that you are satisfied with the decisions you're making, because these feel like very permanent decisions, like having a child, you know, commitment, a solid, strong, lifelong commitment is a large decision to make. This isn't just going to the supermarket and buying, do I pick, you know, like, do I pick, I don't know, this type of cheese or that type of cheese? This is a huge decision. And again, because they're mentioning loss, it's like, it could be that for some time you come towards with and around this person and then there's a detachment. Again, it's like, it's the same as anything. It's like they're bringing that energy together to test the energy, and then if it needs a break, it will need it has to break, you know, detach from a moment in order for people to really reassess what their needs are based on the new information. You know, we've had a lot of retrograde planets over the course of this year, where pretty much everyone was on hold for a lot of the year. You know, we've just had the last planet come out of, I mean, the only planet in retrograde at the moment is Uranus, which is on the 10th of January, which is coming out of coming direct 10th of January 2020. I'll be totally honest with you, I feel like that's when movement's going to happen. I feel like this month is really about you making a decision and thinking, okay, with all the information I have to hand, is this what I want? Because there is no going back. I feel like people, you're going to see from January next year, you're going to see a lot of people starting making really, I mean, I feel like you're already seeing it. I mean, look, my brother's just got engaged, and again, he's getting married in April. It's like a very quick turnaround. I mean, obviously he's Turkish, so, you know, they do move quick over there, but do you know what I mean? And he's male, so he made the decision. He obviously proposed. So if it does detach, don't lose faith. Just view it as an opportunity for you to decide if this is what you want. And again, if you're not ready to invest in a child or to make that commitment, then just watch your, you know, protect yourself. Just be aware that this is the energy around, very much so. You know, and obviously if you do find out that news and you are, you know, that is what you wanted, then many congratulations to you. Obviously I wish you, you know, my best wishes. Okay, so let's pull some oracle cards here. Let's get some more insight. Which deck am I going to use, Spirit? Let's use the Archangels. Let's see what the Archangels want to say. Okay, so Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. Outcomes for the month of December 2019. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for the month of December 2019. What is the outcome, please, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for December? Thank you. I'm now hearing the number 3. Okay. Now, obviously, this is a 3-month within a 3-year. So just look out for any numbers, dates that add up to 3. 12th, 3rd of December, 21st. We do have an eclipse on the 26th of December 2019, which is going to be a huge like, I know I said that really weird, but it's going to be really big because we've got Jupiter, Mercury, Sun, Moon, and the South Node all in Capricorn during a new moon, during an eclipse. Now, because the South Node pertains to karma, Jupiter is about luck, Mercury is about communication, Jupiter is about the father, is about the husband, the Sun is about the feminine, and the Moon is about the masculine. I'm just going to give you a heads up. That's some heavy energy. It says, give your cares and worries to the angels. Okay, so just make sure you're focusing on manifesting. Allow us to take your burdens. So if you are trying to manifest something, obviously just, you know, be aware. They are listening. But yeah, so the 26th of December could be significant. I have to say that because it's going to affect absolutely everyone. It's such strong energy, with Capricorn being the sort of paternal energy. It says, beloved one, okay, beautiful energy. It says, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Okay, so just have faith. If this is you and you're sat there like thinking, what on earth? She said this was going to happen and now I don't know what is going on. Just keep that faith. Don't, you know, just because I've said this is going to be a bit up and down doesn't mean to say that absolutely everyone is going to, this is the general collective energy. This is the most likely outcome based on what I'm receiving, both via messages and the cards that I'm using. Outcomes, please, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and our Venus signs. I'm just looking at the clock. It's 22:22, which adds up to 8, which is about transferring from 5D up to down to 3D. So it's about manifestation. 2 is also about partnership, unity. Okay, so look out. So now we've had 4s, we've had 3s, now we've got 2s. So again, this is about back to basics. This is about reducing back to basics here. So outcomes, please, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Sun, Moon, Rising, and all Venus signs. Of December 2019. I don't know what happened there. These cards are usually fine. Watch your spending, because it was my left hand. Watch your spending, because my hand really hurt then. Watch the spending. Now, I'm not sitting there saying, you know, come from a place of lack and hold on to your money like that, because again, that's not great for energy either. But just make sure you're not going mad for Christmas, you know, in terms of spending. Yeah, this is about balance, okay? This is going to be about balance. This is about getting all your ducks in a row. Number 11, which is about soulmate twin flames, ensuring that you are not living above your means, that everything is going to be balanced before last card you come together. And again, number 8 card. Not sure how much more clearer Spirit want to make this. So this is about timing. This is about making sure everyone is happy, secure, balanced. Everything has been done, carried out before a major commitment and decision is made. Okay, guys, hopefully that's been of some assistance. This has been your Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus sign reading for the month of December. Going to be posting videos Monday to Friday now. Tomorrow's is going to be Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus signs for the month of December. After I've completed all of my astrological signs for the month, I'm going to be going into pick a card readings. We're going to be doing lots of 2020 looks. We're going to be looking at past life stuff, lots of other different ideas I've got. I've got some couple of other really juicy ideas I got over the weekend, so I'll be looking at those. Hopefully this has been of some help. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. All of your likes, subscriptions, and your shares, massively, massively appreciated. It does mean a lot to me. Have a wonderful December, Christmas, New Year, whatever you do celebrate. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.